HBO dropped on their social media channels that tomorrow we were going to get our first look at the Green Lantern trailer. Well, doop-doop-de-doo. That tomorrow lasted about 5 minutes because the full trailer in its full HD quality dropped online. Yeah, now I don't know if HBO has just given up the ghost and just released it themselves, since they might as well, because everybody's seen it at this point. But the new trailer has come out. And now look, I have always been a little iffy on how a Lantern series could be. But then I heard that they were going to kind of take a mystery thriller approach to it and make it like True Detective.
Yeah.
And as soon as they said that, I'm like, okay, speak more words. I'm listening. That really fascinated me. But still, I've kind of wondered, how will that actually turn out? Now, forever, all we had was that one picture. Feels like for 6 years, always had that one picture of John and Chandler walking side by side, right? That's all we've had.
Just solving crimes.
Solving crimes, doing what we do. This trailer dropped. I'm going to tell you right now. I think this is the best trailer we've had of anything DC. I mean, the new DC. And you know, I loved a couple of Superman trailers, and I really like the Supergirl trailer. The Peacemaker trailers were, I think this is the best trailer they've put out. Now, I get it. This is not what you would think a Green Lantern trailer would look like. I'm sure there were a lot of people who clicked play expecting to see a big space opera fantasy with space battles and glowing neon Ryan Reynolds like suits and all that. And nothing wrong with that, by the way. Yeah, it's totally understandable if that's what you thought you were going to get when you clicked on a Green Lanterns trailer. Totally get it. And for those who did approach it thinking that's what they were going to get, I understand that might then be a little bit jarring. I do. But I don't care. This trailer's awesome.
I don't care.
I don't care. This delivered exactly what I was hoping it would be when we heard True Detective. And the lines in it is great. Like when Jon Stewart's like, "You're old, you're tired, you're past your time." I'm like, oh, damn. It's like, you're just a fucking substitute teacher. Dude, oh no, but I was telling Rob, my favorite line in it though. My favorite line is, "She hates you." And Chandler's like, "Yeah, but it's the way she hates my guy." Like that line is prime. Absolutely prime. Now look, how they're going to work in the whole Green Lanternness of it into this, I think that's something we might get in a future trailer before this thing comes out. For now, they just focused on the thriller mystery aspect of it, the True Detective kind of nature of it, and most importantly, the dynamic between these two, because the chemistry between these two is already fire. It's already amazing. I love it. And I just can't wait to see how this very adversarial kind of relationship between them already. This is now one of my most anticipated shows. And I have questioned it. I admit, but this looks like a damn fucking good show, man. I cannot wait to watch this. HBO has done it again. It appears, I don't know. I've seen lots of trailers of shows that I think look good and they end up being crappy. Maybe this ends up being crap, but right now I think it looks awesome. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Harry's. Listen, guys, you know that I'm a tech geek. We live in an age where your phone is basically a handheld supercomputer and your car can now literally park itself. So why are so many of us still using razors that feel flimsy, overpriced, and honestly stuck in 2008? That's exactly why I've leveled up to the new Harry's Plus. When I first picked this thing up, the first thing that I noticed was the weight. It's solid metal, no cheap plastic here. If you want to check it out right now, head over to harrys.com/ Campea. Now, what makes the Plus different is the advanced pivoting system that actually reaches every corner of your face. You're getting 3 different blade angles for a clean cut at the root, plus a lubricating strip with aloe and vitamin E to keep your skin calm while you work. No clogging, no middleman, just a great shave. Right now, you can get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/Campea. You're getting the new Plus razor, a 5-blade cartridge, their foam shave gel, and a travel cover. It's a risk-free trial, so if you don't love it, they'll make it right. Go to harrys.com/Campea, and when they ask where you heard about them, please tell them we sent you. It really helps support the show. Rob, you had a chance to see this trailer. What were your thoughts?
Dude, I loved it too. I mean, I love Green Lantern. When I was a kid, the Justice League was my jam, and I've always liked, whether it was Alan Scott, whether it was Hal Jordan, whether it was John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, I didn't care. Kilowog. I loved the Green Lantern Corps. I like what Jeff Johns did in his very long run, when he did Blackest Night and he did all the different storylines that he did. That said, what I really loved about this trailer, I love seeing superhero stories when they take huge fantasy characters like Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and bring them down to earth. And like I was telling you, when I started buying comics again in the early 80s, they reprinted the Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil run of Green Lantern and Green Arrow when they sort of traveled across the country. And it's a great run of comics. I have the absolute version, which I think everybody should pick up if you have the means. I love this. I love their dynamic. I love this adversarial, buddy cop, whether it's Lethal Weapon or 48 Hours or Midnight Run. I mean, I love that kind of badgering friendship, reluctant. And of course, they'll eventually team up and there'll be an invaluable partnership and they'll save the world or whatever. But this looked so cool to me. I mean, I'm like this, because look, you could go high fantasy, but if you go that way with Green Lantern, you leave the Earth behind. You should go. Part of the reason I think I like Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie more than most. I mean, it was directed by Martin Campbell, who directed GoldenEye and directed Casino Royale. A great director, but it was kind of at war with itself. On one hand, it could have done this fantasy space element when they go to Oa and all that. But on the other hand, you had to deal with parallax and the goofy things that were going on Earth. So the film was sort of tonally at war with itself. But I think there's a lot to like in that movie, to be honest. But this is my jam. I mean, I'm watching this going, I am so all in on this. And they're not going to look when Kyle Chandler flies away.
That looked great.
Like, peak verisimilitude flying. That didn't look like, that was awesome. Because he doesn't need his uniform on to be a Green Lantern, and they're trying to be inconspicuous. Like, I want to know, why are they're training on Earth for some reason. They're not on Oa. And he hasn't even flown. He hasn't even put a ring on yet. Aaron Pierre hasn't. Like, why not? I loved everything about this. I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to come out. When does this come out? September? August. So August, and then I think we get Vision Quest after that. These two shows, Vision Quest at its heart is apparently Vision and Ultron. And I had to wink at you on that one. But I think that we're going to have two sides seeing these characters, that the core of both of these shows is relationship between characters. That's what I love.
By the way, I also want to throw in this too. I don't know her name, but I first noticed this actress in Boardwalk Empire, and she is awesome in Boardwalk Empire.
She was very young in Trainspotting.
Was that her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that was her. But anyway, I love her. I think she's going to be like the great town sheriff sort of thing. But now look, I like to evaluate projects on their own merits.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how much it ties into the greater picture. I don't care about it. I like to evaluate things on their own merits. But I will say this. One of the coolest things about this trailer is how wildly different it is from Superman, Supergirl, Peacemaker. Like, James Gunn promised that his DC would not be one tone.
Right.
And it's fine if you do, but he said it's not going to be one tone. We're going to tell wildly different types of stories. Obviously, we've got Clayface as a body horror film coming. And this, which happens in the same universe as Superman, feels totally different. And I love that already we're going to get this type of diversity in the DCU. And so every time we come to a DCU show or movie, we'll be like, this could be something completely different. And I love the fact that it feels so out of step with those other ones. By the way, speaking of Superman, Guy Gardner's going to be in this. Nathan Fillion, we already know is going to be in it. So is he the guy that gets murdered? Does he come along and help them at some point? It's going to be really weird seeing such a different tone, then cross streams. It could be really good.
Well, as you pointed out, when Kyle Chandler says, "Well, I'm the only human in the Green Lantern Corps," but what about Guy Gardner?
Well, see, here's what I think. I think that's edited very specifically.
We're gonna find
I bet when we see the scene, one of two things happens. I bet right before he says, "I'm the only human," he says, "Aside from Guy, I'm the only human," and they just cut that out. Or, "Aside from Guy, I'm the only human, except for Guy, but he's an asshole."
Yeah, or he thinks Guy's not a full-fledged
Yeah,
lantern.
I don't think they want to reference Guy Gardner yet. I think they're still... Listen,
totally.
I still think most people who don't watch shows like this one don't know that Nathan Fillion and Guy Gardner are going to pop up in it.
Right.
So I think they purposely edited that out. But the punchline to that line, one of them is a fucking squirrel. I could have died when he said that line. I thought that was awesome.
Grounding the fantasy.
Oh, dude.
It never ceases to not work if it's done
Dude,
well.
if you can really cross the streams here and truly make this a gritty thriller mystery likened unto True Detective, except the detectives at any point could pull out a ring of Oa and wreck shop.
Yeah.
I think this could be something really special. Again, it could be a disaster. I'm not saying it can't be. This thing could be a wild misfire. This could be DC's version of The Acolyte, for all I know.
But it's an HBO show.
But
And
it's
they
an
wouldn't
HBO
allow it.
show. And when's the last time? I mean, they don't bat 1,000, but when's the last time HBO put out a crap show? Like 1 out of the last 50? I mean, yeah, so I don't know. I've got some really, really high hopes. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to see the new Lanterns trailer? I thought it was great. I'm really happy about it. But again, I can understand why some people who might have been expecting something more traditional Green Lantern might have come to it and found it a little bit jarring. I get that. I do. But I was looking for True Detective, and it gave it to me. Whatever you guys thought about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.